Starting my craft business changed my life. I went from being miserable at my corporate job to having freedom, making more money than I was at my 9-to-5 job, and for the first time, feeling happy. But while all of this sounds amazing, a lot of craft business owners and entrepreneurs do not share the ugly side of starting a craft business. So in today's video, let's discuss the reality and truth of starting a craft business. So before I start, I want to give a big disclaimer here. This video is not meant to scare you off. I really want you to start that craft business and go after your dreams. Think of this video as preparing you for what's to come so you don't feel blindsided and don't make the same mistakes as I did. But I will be explaining the top 5 lessons that I've learned and how you can avoid and overcome them. First, we're going to break down the myths and problems that you face when you're in the beginning stages of starting a craft business. Then we'll move on to when you're in the thick of running a craft business. The first huge problem is the #1 reason why people actually cannot start their craft business. And this is what I call the starting jitters. They're typically all the excuses that we come up with and we try to psych ourselves out into actually doing the thing. Let me preface this by saying the starting jitters happens to everyone, including me, no matter if you went to college and got a degree in business management or if you're a stay-at-home parent with zero clue how to even run a business. So some examples of this may be you're scared of failing. We are so hard on ourselves and we really want this to actually work and be successful. You don't want to also come off cringy online and embarrass yourself, which is fair. No one wants to fail and then fall flat on their faces in front of a lot of people online. Another example is just not feeling ready at all. Maybe you don't feel qualified or you don't know what you legally need to do to start a craft business. I know the legal part can be really scary, like everyone screams when they hear the word taxes, but I promise you they don't have to be scary. They should be scared of you for making all the money, trust me. And another example is being too discouraged from other businesses. I'm even guilty of this in starting my new craft business. I'm looking at well-seasoned people in my niche and I'm like, how am I supposed to compete, right? We get in our heads a lot, and then seeing how successful some other people are, you think to yourself, that could never be me, which also is so far from the truth. There is so much room for people to grow. So here are the solutions that helped me get through the starting jitters stage. The first solution is to stop letting the opinions of others dictate what you do. Everyone fails. Everyone makes mistakes and it is okay to make them. And if you are genuinely concerned about people's opinions, start a completely new social media account. Post your crafts on a new one. Don't tell any of your friends, family. It'll put a lot of less pressure on yourself, which is what I'm doing. So don't be afraid to fail. Own every single mistake you've made and just embrace it. The second solution to the starting jitters phase is to use your resources. The best thing about starting a craft business is that you do not need a college degree to start one. So the best thing that you can do is just teach yourself and absorb everything like a sponge. Utilize the resources on YouTube, Google, blogs, books, especially the YouTube part because hi, hello. The third solution to the starting jitters phase is to set the new positive mindset of you can. You will never be ready to start anything in your life. Let me repeat that. You will never be ready. So don't wait for the perfect moment. Do not talk bad about yourself and do not say that you can't, because the more that you tell yourself you can't, you will start believing that. The mind is so powerful, and having a positive mindset is literally the pathway to success. It's as simple as that. And the last solution to the starting jitters phase is to just enjoy the journey. A lot of the time we feel so stressed and wrapped up in finding the right fonts. Everything when it comes to starting your craft business, you're always going to be wanting to hit new goals in your business, but after that happens, you're just gonna set another goal for yourself. And instead of stressing about getting to there, just embrace the journey. It's the most beautiful, amazing, wild roller coaster of your life, just cherishing every single moment. Okay, so the next big misconception that I see a lot on social media is the get rich quick schemes. I'm gonna be really blunt with you. Starting a business any business is time consuming. And this leads to what I call there is no such thing as overnight success. If you believe that you will be working less hours at your 9-to-5 job when you start your craft business, you are very, very wrong. You will most likely be working 60 to 80 hours a week, especially in the beginning stages. And this will really make you question whether or not starting a business is for you. A big tip that I want to share with you is that you cannot be in it for the money. Hold on, let me rephrase that. If money is your main priority, you're in it for the wrong reasons and you will burn out. So here are the solutions. The first one is to make sacrifices, but healthy ones. When you first start out, you will have to make sacrifices in order for this craft business journey of yours to work. You will have to cut out some of the things that you love doing. For example, if you're the kind of person that loves to stay up until 2 a.m. and watch movies or watch your favorite show for hours, you will have to reduce that immensely if you want to take this seriously. Money sacrifices like budgeting. And that's why I say to make sacrifices, but healthy ones. If you're cutting out some time with your friends and family, make sure you're still putting in the time for them in some other way. And again, starting a business isn't for everyone. If you're not willing to make these sacrifices, you might have to reevaluate what you really want. The second solution is to not give up. Your next big break could be on your 3rd product launch. It could be on your 102nd post on Instagram. A big part of entrepreneurship is learning how to bounce back from all of the difficulties and challenges you will face and learning from them. Look at my business journey, for example. It took me 4 years to grow to 100,000 followers on Instagram. 4 years. Because another big reason why craft business owners don't succeed is because they give up way too early in their journey. The third solution is to understand your why. This will help you a lot so you don't burn out. Make sure you're writing down your goals. When you are clear and organized on your goals and you keep repeating that to yourself like multiple times a day, just look at the difference that will make. And the fourth solution to understanding that there's no such thing as overnight success is to understand that good things take time. There's that famous saying, right? Rome was not built in a day, because it wasn't. You have to set realistic goals for yourself and understand that good things will take time. Like I said before, it took me 4 years to even grow a following on Instagram, while some people it took them 2 years. Everyone is on their own journey. Do not compare yourself to other people and just be laser focused. So those are some of the main problems I faced in the beginning stages of starting my craft business. Another hard truth is not knowing how to have a successful product launch. I made so many mistakes in my first business and I'm no longer making in my new craft business journey that I want to share with you. So if you are ready and want to launch your own craft business, I have a course coming out this fall that will explain the A to Z process of starting your business, and it's called the Craft Business Blueprint. The course sign up link will be in the video description and in the comments, and I want you to sign up for that waitlist because you will get access to a huge discount when I am launching everything. Now let's turn over to the problems that you will face in your craft business when it's already launched. I was definitely not prepared for any of the problems, but I eventually found ways to get through them, and that's why I want to share them with you. The biggest problem I see with craft business owners is the lack of support and feeling very alone in the entrepreneurial journey. A lot of the time when we start a new chapter or a season in our lives, we expect love and support from friends and family, but you'll be surprised at how much more support you will get from strangers online versus the people that you thought would be supporting you. We also become really isolated because the lack of community. Starting a craft business, you will be working out of your own home, and maybe you live in a small town with not a lot of business owners and people doing what you're doing. So some of the solutions to this problem: 1, don't take it personally. If someone cannot be genuinely happy for you, knowing that this new journey makes you happy, this says so much about them and not you. The second solution, especially for feeling isolated, is to join online communities. Oh my gosh, when I first started with my Cricut, I knew no one, and I mean no one, that had a Cricut. So I joined Facebook groups. I lived in those Facebook groups when I first started, especially when I had a problem, or I would just read through them to learn from other people. The third solution is to find a mentor. Hi, hello. I am your mentor. I'm here for you to gain free tips and tutorials and resources from me. I also have several digital resources that a lot of you guys have benefited from. I offer one-on-one coaching sessions, and again, I have my course coming out. So I have a lot of resources for all people in all stages of their journey. And I really wish I had a mentor when I first started, because having that like big sister or person that is experienced and knows exactly how you're feeling really just makes you feel less insane. And it's really important to have that kind of support in your life. The fourth solution is to take social media seriously. So not only join other online communities, but make your own community. When you create that social media account, whether it's on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, make sure you're commenting on other people's videos, like positive, uplifting things, following other similar small business owners that you want to connect with. I'm so grateful that I have not only you guys, but so many other inspiring, amazing people that have their own business. It makes so much of a difference. I'm gonna add this too. Another quick solution for this is to network. Find local events near you. Maybe they're catered towards small business owners. Start in craft fairs as well. That's a really great way to get not only you and your business out there, but you as a person out there talking with other people that are going through the same thing as you. So this next problem will happen to the best of us. It is easy to become overwhelmed and disorganized when we're in the thick of our craft business journey, because we're kind of juggling like 20 jobs in one. You do not want to be the disheveled business owner. Do you know how easy it is to get overwhelmed with like 5 different tasks at once? One thing about business owners is that we are passionate because we love what we do, right? But we're so eager to start certain tasks that sometimes we take too long on a task, or we start one thing and then jump to 3 other things at the same time. The issue is that you're not implementing systems or understanding how to be organized. So here's how you will solve that. The first solution is to create solid systems. In the beginning, everything is a trial run. You will throw things at the wall and expect them to work, and then they don't. Or you will throw things at the wall and they will stick. And when you do, make sure you write that down. The next solution is to utilize a planner to keep everything in one place. Now, when I first started, I was writing everything like everywhere. I had Pinterest boards, I wrote things in my phone on my notes, I wrote things on post-it notes, notepads, I saved things on my social medias. I had everything everywhere, and that is one really quick way to get so disorganized. So make sure when you're writing those systems down, it's in a place where almost everything is. So I utilize Google Drive. I use the Google Docs, Sheets for a lot of my business stuff. And then I also have a planner, which if you don't know, I created a resource that is the Craft Business Digital Planner. It has almost literally everything you can think of when it comes to starting, keeping track of things like inventory, invoices. That is one resource that I suggest everyone has. And the last solution to not be the disheveled business owner is to focus on your big 3 every day. This was something I learned fairly recently, and it's to write down the 3 main tasks that you need to do that day. Sometimes we forget to prioritize the certain things that we need to get done, and prioritization is one of the biggest things that you need to be doing as a business owner. Focusing on your big 3 was a really big help for me, and I hope it helps for you. So the last and biggest issue I see when starting a craft business is the concept that you need to do it all. We tend to put an immense amount of pressure on ourselves, and sometimes it's to the point where it is very unhealthy. For example, you might work as soon as you wake up and then work until 1 a.m. because you love what you do, but in reality, that is very unhealthy. Or on the other spectrum, you can't say no to anyone that inquires to you about a custom order, or your friend asks you to make something really quick for them. This all happens so often, and you need to understand that you are just one person, and people shouldn't also be expecting you to do it all. So here are some solutions. The first solution is to go to therapy. This is probably a really blunt first solution to say. There's nothing wrong with utilizing your resources like therapy or a licensed professional to help you better understand yourself so you can be the best possible version of yourself in your business. The second most important important solution is to set boundaries. Learn that it is okay to turn customers down and say no if they do not align with you and your business, especially if you don't have the time, right? It has happened way too often where close friends and family have asked me to make something for them within a week, and I just had to simply say no because I have other priorities in my business or in my life. And the more you say yes to those things, doing it quick, the more that they're going to expect that from you, and in return it's just going to hurt you, right? Because you're adding this thing that shouldn't have been on your schedule in the first place. You will end up even more stressed out because you feel like you have no time and then burn out. So ultimately, saying yes to everyone just hurts yourself more in the end, and we do not want that. Make sure you are setting healthy boundaries. Just be nice about it and say, no, I can't do it, but maybe refer them to another business that might help them, or say, hey, like in the future, if you do need something, please reach out 2 weeks in advance or something of that sort. And the third solution is to prioritize your self-care and mental health. Oh my God, I wish someone had told me that I need to take better care of myself. So one thing that I've really operated in myself as a human being is to have a strict morning and night routine. I do the things that I need to do that fill up my cup so I can fill up your cup, because as a content creator and also as a small business owner, you are catering to everyone else but you. If you're interested in a day in the life of a small business owner, any kind of vlog like that, please let me know. I would love to film something like that. And if you're looking for even more craft business resources, please check out my socials on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok. I am all over there and sharing a lot more free helpful tips. Thank you so much again for watching today's video. As always, I hope you have a very crafty day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
Under the stars, you pack up your car, 'cause you're going far away from here. I wish I could solve